hell yeah. Oh, it's the sexiest day of the week. It is a Wednesday. I was born on a Wednesday. Oh man, I'm gonna wear different glasses today. Or red glasses. I'll be back. I'll get on again in like a second. I have no idea where I got off. It only took a second to find my glasses. Because the red ones, I just wore them the other day, so they were like easy to unbury. Alright. I've had a relaxing day. Although I have energy. I talked with my mom for a long time this morning, but I've mostly just been practicing my own stuff. And being really quiet. The last few hours I was watching TV, so I'm kind of like breaking out of the TV back into reality. If you know good shows, I'm watching The Yellow Jackets, and it's amazing. And I'm watching anime. There's so many of them, so they're like, and they're, one of the easier shows sometimes where I can like jump out and then jump back in after going a while without seeing an episode and just remember exactly like, oh yes, the exact battle we left off on. All right, so it is Wednesday, and it is a hot day today. It's gonna be 102, and then festively, because it is, it would be, I have gray socks for Dress to Kill, for a pink striped socks for tomorrow if I need them, but I think it's going to be hot tomorrow, even in Reno, so probably we'll just go no socks. Or I'll bring them and just see, we'll see, who knows. What I do know, today it's going to be 102. And that is, I was going to say it's the last hottest day of this year, but I'm going to say it's not. I feel like we have a few other hot days. This is going to be a hot October. It's a Summerween. I'm excited for it. Although I did put together 2 Halloween costumes from like bits and pieces of things that I have that are for cold weather, and they will be cute. I actually hope I get to wear all 4 costumes for sure. I'm wearing 2. First costume I'm going to wear is tomorrow, October 4th. That's going to be hot. Like today. Again, it's 102. So what is going on today? Well, it's very hot. And so in season with the heat, Deaf Puppy is going to be doing a special open mic of something I've never heard of before. I've heard of a hot wing challenge, but and they probably do a show. And there is just a whole fucking world of funny people out there. And I know, like, my fashion comedy show, there's like the cosplay comedy show in what is it called, the Bay Area, which was originally gonna be, I was like, oh, I want to do a fashion or a cosplay one or costume comedy, but then they had it, but then there's some that's like got a similar show to me, except for they're boys, and no offense, but like, I don't know, it takes sometimes a lot more than a top hat to be fancy, gentlemen. All right, so Deaf Puppies is doing a special open mic. The one benefit that is different than the other one is that, like, for if you're a comic, would be the way Deaf Puppy works is you go in and you sign up, and then they put together a list kind of based off of if you've brought anyone, similar things, or if like you show up before and haven't gone up, or sometimes they'll just like let people go up because they're from out of town. Who the fuck, like, it's to their discretion, and if anyone has a problem, they can leave. They don't have to be on the list. It is how it is. If the universe meant you to do jokes, you will still, whether or not even, people will be funny. I say that now. There are times where it's like, okay, actually, speaking of it tonight, that was going to get back around to what my plans are. So Deaf Puppy is doing a special mic where, in exchange for doing jokes, everyone gets pulled out of a bucket. Well, as many people as they could get pulled out of a bucket, they will. And one can expect things to go kind of quick, and because comics will only get a full 5 minutes, which is usually what you would get at Deaf Puppies, will only get Deaf Puppy, Although, more puppies the better. I don't even need them to hear. If you want 5 minutes, you have to automatically eat the hottest one. You have to eat the hottest flavor. Unless there's an extra hot one that you get like 6 minutes for. Man, you know what? I really, like, so I definitely am not going to do it. Like, I don't want to, I want to talk, and I'm not going to be able to talk and eat spicy food. I am a total fucking milquetoast albino weenie when it comes to spices. And 1 minute sucks. I want longer than that. Like, so I am probably going to go, but I am not going to participate because Henry's doesn't start until 8:30, and I don't even know if I'll go to that one. But I think potentially I'll be so hyped from watching my friends and the funny people I know, like, eat incredibly hot stuff. Also, I had, oh man, someone was telling me about this at SF Punchline when we didn't all have to wait outside the whole time, but there was like a little moment of waiting outside just to get the senses of humor settled, and then the comics all were let inside and everyone was comfortable, and at any point you could go in and use the bathroom. But we were talking out there and chatting so that, which honestly, it was a very beautiful night. It wasn't raining. I would have had a problem if it was raining. It wasn't raining. Someone told me about something that Ron used to do, I think while hosting for SF Punchline or maybe doing the showcase, basically called Tricks or Treats during the month of October. So comics would pull out tickets, and then the ticket could be a treat, like you get 6 minutes instead of like 5, or the thing would be like a trick where, man, I'm sure everyone's mind goes to something terrible, but it really isn't. They told me something that gave me examples of what it was, but it would be like you have to do your set backwards or something. I don't know. But I loved the idea. I was like, oh my God, switch things up. And like, I'm all about Halloween. I'm not dressed for it today, but it is red, and I am going to wear probably devil horns. Just like I did the last time I wore the red glasses. Oh man, and the best video that I've ever had of me doing stand-up. The video is probably going to get me into the World Series of Comedy. Hell yeah, World Series of Comedy. I like where you satellite. Okie dokie. So I'm probably going to do that and watch. However, I didn't get to do jokes yesterday because I got to both places too late. Although, no worries, I'm still funny. I do always practice. I practiced yesterday, practiced today. I would have been ready. I know what I would be talking about. It's pussy, money, weed, life still is what I have my intro, I have like an ending, and then I have the stuff in the middle. And sometimes it's like, oh man, my intro will get too big. Like I'll start adding stuff to the intro till it's too big. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to have to cut down the intro so I can get to some of these other topics, these other jokes. So talk about my parents and how much I love them and how expensive Sacramento and everything is. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so much sparkles under me, but like not in a way I like. They're like chunky sparkles. I don't have enough symmetry to get chunky sparkles to work right. All right. So other options, I believe there is a mixed mic in Roseville, which I always forget about because we don't have mixed mics posted on the like stack thing. I always get a little bit like nervous. I'll be honest, like I have my only experiences with mixed mics are ones that are like mostly comics, where it's like all comics, and then they're like maybe like someone does poetry, but it's mostly all comics like that. However, I know that's not always the case with mixed mics. Some of them are a lot of music. I could do poetry. It's just that my poetry is all humorous poetry. That was actually my original thing. Before I was as cool as I am now, I used to be a poet, which I feel like was a lot cooler. I did enter a lot of poetry contests and lost, but I don't feel bad about it because my little brother entered the same poetry contest and won, and he ripped off of half of his poem from lyrics from a South Park song. Just the people that were like reviewing the things, they didn't check, they didn't double check, they didn't recognize the South Park song, and they didn't double check. It's hilarious. He got published in a book. I have a fuck yeah, I have a copy of that book. It is in my mom's closet, and we're never getting rid of it. The best is like when I've told people that, they're like, no way, and then I get to pull out the book and be like, look, fucking whole first part. Just like, how many more then? So now I don't feel bad about losing. I also know that for poetry, people love a fucking sad topic, and I didn't have like a lot of sad. If I did have sad shit, I was definitely processing it with humor. But when my grandpa died, I did write a poem for his funeral because I loved him, and that made me very fucking sad when he died. But then I reused, because I'm a piece of shit, I totally did not write a new poem, but just reused that same poem later when I was like less on my shit in school, like more into other shit. And then I got like second place or third place. I didn't get fucking published. Should have copied South Park. Honestly, I should have. And that's what I was trying to do, but I wasn't. My brother did, again, half South Park and then just half talking about 9/11. Literally. I'm not, like, that is, and he won. So, like, I'm not even worried about losing. Just not at all. I totally forgot about it. Never even happened. I don't have any of my poems memorized, though. And I definitely know my topics that I want to talk about for jokes better than I could read my poetry. Oh man, actually, so San Antonio, I got to do jokes there. Totally not, I've never been to Austin for jokes, but San Antonio was fire, and I did an open mic, and there was a lot of poets, so they were really good, but they were also, some of them were kind of funny too, so I was like, all right, hell yeah. I never a lot of comics. I was like, I'm going to do half and half, and I got to do more stuff from that. They liked it, so. Actually, I just put the poster up that they made for me there, up in my cubicle, the San Antonio flyer. That was last year. I've done jokes out of state. Well, Reno, hell yeah. I like to read it right away. So hard. Reno's so like the Sacramento of Nevada. You almost can't count it in terms of me branching out. But that's the first place that's comfortable. That was in California. I've also done jokes in Missouri, St. Louis only, and San Antonio in Texas. Only those places. And it was because I was asked to go out there. Although San Antonio's like, hey, if you're ever in town again, come do funny poems. And they were. It's a dope scene. It's dope scenes all over. It's always. Let's see other things before I get into herbal. But I'm almost, I think, done with what I want to do with makeup, so I should go quick. But verbal autobiography is my everyday, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. Plus, I haven't like fully decided what I'm doing tonight. Although I'm thinking Deaf Puppies and then Henry's. I also like got to check on and see there's a mixed mic. The Bay Area always got stuff going on, but what can I like drive to comfortably? Oh shit, I think I know where I might be going. I think I know. Well, I guess I have to, yeah. I want to do jokes. I really want to do jokes. That's the thing. I love to be entertained, but I really want to do jokes. It's hard sometimes for me to decide what it would be more valuable for me to put my time into. Like for a very long time, always jokes. I mean, like the Bay Area, like, you know, running, which I still get to do sometimes, which is awesome, but I also really enjoy posting up and hanging out. Wednesdays, sexiest day of the week, Wednesdays are wild and weird. A coma is I'm not, because I would definitely drink more mushrooms, and I don't know if I could like take that much realization 2 weeks in a row. That's a lot of, maybe I'll save that realization for a little later in October. Excellent trip though. It's just that, like, I think a lot. I don't need to be, like, I've been too much on my shit since those, maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe I should go do mushrooms again. But a coma, hell yeah. AKOMA. Yeah, I've been like on a real good high since then, because I was trying to have a bad, I was seeking out the dark thoughts in my mind that I thought even would bring me there. So come on, at some point, especially the point where I knew usually would crash during a trip. But there's so much that I just was guessing on, and it's all true. And I like that. I like when I can, I see it's like a quiet, not quiet with mushrooms. And it really does depend on a mood. I also did go into last Wednesday in a great mood. I like a good mood. And who's to tell me to, like, I know, like, well, it's hard sometimes because all of our like actions have consequences, and sometimes I'm like, I really hope this isn't a consequence, because like with mushrooms, could be a dope ass time where I like am enlightened out of depression for like 10 days, or I could have a really bad trip, and it's like the next morning I'm like, mushrooms aren't that good of a drug. Oh, but when they're good, they're good. And Okoma has some fucking good mushrooms. They have some fucking good mushrooms, and they also have a fucking amazing open mic. And Seamus Donahue is the producer for it, also the producer for a lot of other mics. And my very dear friend, probably my best friend in comedy so far, Joe Conyu, sometimes host. And he does bring the big Burning Man energy, and that's funny. There's fire. They let you smoke in there, too. Speak of fires. Okie dokie. I'm almost done, so I wanted to at least hit a little bit of this autobiography. I'm not going to a coma, but I might go to the Bay. If I go, well, the thing is, if I go to a coma, I can't post up there, because you can't post up somewhere where they're selling mushroom margaritas and not have a mushroom margarita. That's because I just know they're so good. Like, I know that they, whatever, it's high quality, well grown. In movies, you are, okay, yeah, so we're jumping to this. Transition. Which of the following interests you the most? And they're listing, it's in movies you are most impressed by lighting, sets and design, special effects, sound effects. Well, they really narrowed it down because dialogue is where I'm most impressed. Costumes is then the next one. So I guess I'm going to go with sets and design. And after that, lighting. God, I wish I could figure out lighting. And then after that, I guess special effects, but really corny special effects are like, I don't know. That's like a little bit of bread and butter for me. I like it. I like cheesy special effects. I used to download movies illegally, and sometimes you would get newer movies that like you would get the cuts where they didn't even fully finish the special effects. When I originally saw Wolverine, oh my god, that wasn't even a real movie. And then I watched the real, like, Wolverine. And then I watched Wolverine 2 because I like the X-Men. Although I will say, oh man, guilty pleasure show of this year, which I was like too old to watch, but it wasn't a reality show. I mean, it wasn't a cartoon. Honestly, no, not a guilty pleasure. I watched the Boys prequel, entertained me. All right, so now we're doing this or that. And I'm doing my eyelashes too. I like this. This is like my most real shit because you can see I'm an illusion. Like, not, I mean, all of it's oh yeah, well, I'm not gonna change on camera, but I was in like a shirt just smeared with like fucking Greek yogurt before this. And I'll tell you, there is very few foods that look grosser than Greek yogurt when just dried up on a shirt. Even if it's lime flavored, which is one of the best Greek yogurts. Key lime pie. You make a good yogurt. Someday I'll eat you as a pie. All right. Socialism or capitalism? I've had key lime pie before. It's just been a long ass time. And if I ever eat it again, it will have graham cracker crust. Because I think when I had it before, it does. And I don't know if that's a normal thing for them. But yeah, nice job, Nana. My Nana could bake a pie, or cool a pie. I don't know if that's like lemon meringue. One of my leaster favorites, but still good. No, I wouldn't even say least, but leaster. Socialism or capitalism? Anarchy. I believe people should have free choice. Fuck the government. Every person should be responsible for their own thing. Just be good people. I know you can do it. I know it's all on everyone to be a good person. If we just are not afraid that people are going to be bad people and get one over on us, or not, if we all just try not to do that, I don't fucking know. All right, buttons or zippers? Pockets. Chess or checkers. I don't play either. But there's a comic right now. There's a really good joke involving chess or checkers. I think it's John Mondragon. Yeah, that one gave me a chuckle the other night. Diamonds or pearls. Pearls are like the cysts of the sea. They're just like I mean, in the world is a pearl's oyster, so I guess a pearl. Diamonds remind me of commitment that I'm not ready to make, although I have a pretty diamond ring. But it was like a gift, not a wedding gift. It was an acquiring from family. Own land or own a house. You don't own land if you just own a house. I want the fucking land, and I don't want to have to deal with restrictions. I want it to be my land, and I can do what I want on it. Oh, that's a big joke of mine right now is my burial plot one. So fucking good. I'm gonna at least park on my burial plot. Hell yeah, Marcel, good tag. I made my coworkers laugh at that. I was like, and the one you laughed the most at was my another comics tag. You come out and see our shows. We're hella funny. Oh hell yeah! Thank you. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go talk to my mom. She's got a blanket with a shark on it for me. Privacy. So, come out to comedy shows if you want to meet my people. You have to come out to the comedy shows if you want to meet them. Come out to Dress to Kill on October 27th. My mom will be there. You can meet her. She's really nice. October 27th. All right. So I will say I've had a few people reach out to me, Dress to Kill guest list. And I will say I have been a little more focused on Reno's Dress to Kill. Which is on Friday, but then afterwards I am going to start putting together. I'm going to start posting because I do apologize if you have felt hurt by me in any way for my inability and difficulties with answering messages. It's never been my strong suit. It hasn't been for years. I don't know why I keep thinking I'm ever going to be good at it because I want to think back on it. I never was. I still think I probably was like, there might have been like a second where I first downloaded MySpace where I was like caught up on things, but it did not last. But I'm going to be posting on my stories and, be posting on my stories basically like, hey, if you have I want to be on the guest list, drop your name in the, box thing. And then I will be taken from there. However, I'm also going to try, of course, because like Dress to Kill's dope. And like, I want everyone fucking there. Like if money is the reason you're not going, that it shouldn't be. I'll figure that out for you. I can't necessarily promise I'll be able to afford a drink, but I will try. I could definitely get you in for free. And honestly, Callback Bar is such a good family. All the drinks there are amazing. All the food there is amazing. If you could buy it and afford it, please do. It goes back to such a good cause, which is laughter, the best medicine. You know, keeping people with good senses of humor laughing and giving funny people an opportunity, or giving, I guess, comics an opportunity to do their art, which is a weird art. So, if the only thing holding you back is ticket prices, when I start, after this Friday, when I get back from Reno, I'm going to start posting hard and just building up a fat list of as many people as we can for Dress to Kill. However, if you do buy tickets for the show, that's always dope, because then I could put it back into advertising for the show. But also, you know what? It is way more important for me that people are I way rather have your time than your money. I want your laughs and your time. The money will come when it's supposed to. I say as like a broke person, but I'm a broke, not afraid person. Because I will say, like, I had so much more money than I have now. I made double, maybe like a little more than double what I make a paycheck now as a teacher. I made quite a bit, and I do not have quality of time. So if you are willing to give me your time, I will try and figure out those costs. Come to Callback Bar, October 27th, Dress to Kill. If the more people that come out, the more tickets I buy. So that is one thing. Even though with a good guest list, if people don't buy tickets, it does hurt me getting future dates, I think. So that helps. So if you can't afford a ticket, it's always dope to buy them. However, like, I know how expensive everything always is. And so I go to comedy shows for free on the reg. Which actually brings me back to hottest day of the year, and Deaf Puppies doing the Hot Wing Hot Challenge on one of the hottest days of the year. That is free for attendance. So like if I go and I don't want to eat a fucking hot wing, it doesn't matter. I get to stay and watch. But I'll also buy a drink because they have an amazing, like, I mean, they're an amazing thing. They're a comic open comedy club. Like, I mean, and everyone that opens a comedy club or runs a comedy club is some of, like, those are senses of humor, and they're the managers. Like, there's so many pieces into, I would imagine, any art scene. Definitely, yeah, for bands, for sure, but like almost that, this is, I guess, what I have experience with. Such a given. I've never been on like the art circuit or things, but you have like a lot of people that go into making for a good show musically, but same for comedy too. And some of those good people are the people who run the fucking comedy clubs. There's usually sometimes several people within one. There's like, I'm trying to think. Casey is the owner of Barrel Proof Lounge. And then there's people that work together. It's like a love. It really is. Because laughter, it's the best medicine. How could you not love it? You can get it for free tonight. If you go to Deaf Puppies tonight and don't laugh, I owe you one hot wing at Deaf Puppies. And we can get, if you don't like spicy like me, I'll get you one chicken tender. I could probably afford that. But you have to buy all the chicken tenders, and then I'll just pay you for one of them. And that'll be yours. You have the rest, too. You would have to because you bought them. Hypothetical person. I don't know. I'm not always talking to myself, though. I pray a lot. I run mostly on hopes and prayers. I am 75% hopes and prayers because I hate water. That is tea and lemonade. It's so good. All right. Ketchup or mustard? Ketchup. I love ketchup. One of my old jokes that is, okay, maybe it could work tonight. I had this bit that I did a little more of my, like, end of my first year kind of comedy. And it didn't get a lot of laughs, and I could always see. But then there was one day I did it, and it was like one of those, I did really well. I did really fucking well. A lot of people laughed, and I did this joke, and it's about ketchup. And afterwards, a comic told me, he was like, good job, Amy, like, good set tonight. He goes, and that ketchup joke, that really killed with you in the red pants tonight. And I realized, I was one night I wear red pants. I mean, not the one, but it was the one where I did the ketchup joke, wore red pants, and killed. And I've actually been afraid to do the ketchup joke since. Not afraid, but I'm just like, it's never going to kill that much again. It's like part of a whole bigger thing about basically like being a childish eater. But at one point I'm like, I love ketchup. I love ketchup so much I could drink ketchup. And you know what? I think ketchup loves me back. That's why it comes in a bottle. It wants me to drink it. And talk about Funyuns and that too. Fun dip, Funyuns. Fun foods. All right, Freud or Jung? I don't know. Neither. You gotta live more that way. I don't know. They're probably both just two autistic people. Like, why do you spend so much time thinking about? Like, I watch people to try and figure out them, but like I kind of have gotten that from, you know, TV shows too, which is sometimes not a good thing because life isn't a TV show. But mannerisms and understanding emotions. And I understood emotions, but I didn't know what to do with them. Like, which is always, like, the Big Bang Theory. I'm not a fucking dick. But I guess even the guy in the Big Bang Theory isn't a fucking dick. I was, like, always hyper aware of other people's things. Like, I wouldn't be happy if everyone, when I was a kid, I was, like, more resilient almost than when I turned, like, 9, 10, I got real depressed. And then it was, but before that, I was pretty resilient, or I just was very happy-go-lucky. And I remember, what was I trying to say? Like, more like I am now, and that I could be aware of people's feelings and respectful of them, and also like now I understand. So, but I'd be like aware of respectful, but if like I wouldn't let it, because I was a people pleaser. Like around 9, 10, I was like, let's just keep everyone happy. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna die. Like I have dark forebodings. I would just be freaked out. Are people mad at me? What am I gonna do for everyone to be happy? Like, and that's not my problem. Although I want it to be heaven on earth. Like it's not gonna be heaven on earth for me truly, unless it is for everyone. However, I'm gonna find and live heaven on earth, and I really hope everyone also pursues happiness for themselves and each other in the same way, figuring it out every day. Bar soap or shower gel? You should, my shower has it all. I got bar soaps, I got gels, I got foams, I got scrubs, I got all kinds of shit up in my shower. So both. Oh yeah. That's why I'm so fucking funny, because I always practice I try to practice. I take 15-minute showers, and so I try to practice. That's not perfect, but let's say I take an at least 15-minute shower. I take an at least 15-minute shower every day, usually a little more. So I'll practice a 15-minute set, and then I will sometimes do a 5-minute set, or sometimes I'll do a 25-minute set, especially if, like, I don't know. A big thing for me to work on is knowing because I have tons of jokes, but knowing them all so well that on stage I could, like, move around. And I will say, every fucking year I get better at this. It's like a deck of cards. I'm figuring it out. I watch the peoples and the other funny peoples, and I'm figuring it out too. If you're a comic, you can do the same jokes. We can do the same jokes. We have to. Sometimes the predictability is what people are looking for too on a show. They're like, I know this person has these jokes, and those jokes are fucking funny, and they're gonna work on this show. Bubble wrap or packing peanuts? Those are two things that sound way funner than they are. You can't eat either of those. You can't blow either of those. So neither. Debit or credit? Debit, duh. You only use credit when you're fucking desperate. Like, debit, always. I mean, debit is the bank, though, being just like a shady little bitch. I'm so sorry if the banks are listening. I know they're going to fucking kill me. I'm going to get murked by some pyramid on the way to the bay. Debit cards, I'm just not going to go into it because I don't really understand a lot of things, but I'm not a huge bank fan. However, do I have money in a bank? Yes, I do. Please don't take it. I know you're listening. I just don't understand why we need them in society, or like why society got to this place where we needed them. Because like I think that like we never ever needed to have started banks, and I think that as soon as they started, they kind of got corrupt and evil really quick. But I still go to the bank. I don't fucking go in the bank unless I have to, but I fucks with some ATMs, and I will go in a bank if I need fives. Oh my gosh, this is why I try and avoid stuff with fives. One day I'm going to pay people $30 for Dress to Kill, but right now it's $20, and it was $25, but I am sorry, those fives were hard to get, and I also am so broke. I'm going to try so hard to make it a fun time. Buy tickets, please. It's not really. I don't have too big. I don't have to. I would rather, again, someone say, dude, come out. I paid for the time. Please, be there. I will pay for it for you. That's what matters more. Although money be dope. Money be used for dope things, but caring so much about it is not like gonna get to that place. You end up like Diddy. But that's not perfectly true, but I would never want so much money that it made me like that willing and okay with hurting people. I couldn't even fathom that. Like the amount of money it would take to be okay with that. Oh boy. And that's just some deep shit to end on. Nope. I think that's a good thing to end on. Diddy's got the slipperiest babies. You can't ever pick them up.